So my seminar is based on a very simple idea. The title is, what I propose is big numbers and small numbers. And really it's about the issue of scale in mathematics and in the real world. And I'd just like to try to do a small demonstration. So if I go over here and put my finger on the wall, we can say that that is 1, okay? That's 1. And then this then is about 10. And if I follow that over, get to here, this is about 100. And so then this is 200 and 300 and 400 and 500 and 600 and 700 and 800 and 900 and 1,000. Okay. Okay, now suppose I say, okay, no, I want this to represent 1 billion. Okay, then what is that little number over here at the start? Okay, how much is this?
1,000.
That's 1 billion. How much is this? It's 1 million. Right. Okay. Now, you normally think of 1 million as a big number. But from the point of view of 1 billion, 1 million is a pretty small number. The best analogy that I've read about this is that a billionaire giving somebody a $100 tip is like a millionaire giving them a dime tip. Okay, and so the fact that it's not, I mean, normally we don't distinguish much between 1 million and 1 billion, but they're way different. And this is becoming increasingly relevant in the US now. So, I mean, the typical family can hope in their lifetimes to maybe earn a couple of $1 million. But there are people walking around who have $1 billion and even tens of billions. And I mean, Bill Gates and a couple other people are approaching $100 billion. I mean, and you have to, so what is this money good for, right? Bill Gates made headlines when he spent $40 million on his house. That's about as much as you can spend on a house. I mean, not very many people have spent more than that on a house. But at that time, he was worth $40 billion. So that was 0.1%, 1/1000th, 0.1% of his net worth. You might just try thinking, how much of a house could you buy for 0.1% of your net worth? Okay. And there's other ways that this kind of, I mean, the scale of things, the size of things is relevant really to our politics every day. There's a class of political philosophers who call themselves the originalists, right? Who think that the Constitution should be interpreted exactly as the founding fathers intended it to be. You know, but today, what's the population of the U.S.? It's something over 300 million. It's increasing at over 1 million people a year. That was like the total population of the United States at the time of the revolution, okay? So just the increase, annual increase in the population of the US is comparable, maybe larger than the population at the time of the revolution. So you think we should have exactly the same rules and exactly the same kinds of governmental structure as then? I mean, do they fit, right? I mean, we're on a much larger scale. You need institutions that can cope with that scale. Okay, so these kinds of issues of size affect our lives in many, many different ways, but they don't really affect our thinking very much because we're just not used to thinking about big numbers and small numbers. And that's what I want to deal with in our seminar.